And we're talking about COVID vaccines. There's two out there that are 95% effective. A third one has been announced as being almost ready to go. Medical expert, founder of the West Clinic, Dr. Jason West, joining me. Doctor, thanks for being on the show again.
Well, thank you so much for having me. And just like your listeners, man, we're so excited to just have some normalcy return and some better information and some exciting news. And it's really fascinating what everybody's talking about right now.
Yeah, some light at the end of the tunnel. So let's go with this. I mean, how safe are these vaccines in your expert medical opinion?
Well, the problem is we're not exactly sure. And what I mean by that, I'm not a downer. And I had an earlier segment where someone came on and said, well, Dr. West, are you an anti-vaxxer? And I said, no, but I'm for informed consent, which means that everybody should realize and be aware that just the vaccine itself is not going to get rid of the coronavirus. The FDA is saying that. The CDC is saying that. They're saying, hey, we're bringing something to the market. But at the end of the day, it's really about how people are going to respond to this. Does the vaccine create long-lasting antibodies? See, the problem with the cold is that we only produce, short-term antibodies, and then when it rolls around next season, we don't have those. Some of the more serious, the SARS and the MERS, the body produces long-term antibodies, and so we're just at the very beginning of understanding how this is going to affect the population.
So this could be seasonal, like the flu. I mean, the flu's got a vaccine. A lot of people choose not to take it, and we still accept 20 to 60,000 deaths a year. I mean, are we going to have to approach COVID the same way?
Well, I think that it's going to be only time will tell. And the concern with that I have with the vaccine is just making sure, hey, you know what, we just want to see what happens with the data. And at the end of the day, it's all about your immune system. Are you washing your hands? Are your vitamin D levels up? Because if your vitamin D levels up, we're showing like no deaths of vitamin D levels over, I think it was 38 in one study that I was seeing. And so I think when you see this vaccine come out, we just need to be cautiously optimistic.
What are the pros and cons of taking the vaccine, doctor?
Well, the pros are that medicine is saying, hey, this is something that's really going to help knock down the virus. And the cons are, well, what if there's something in there that we don't know what the side effects are? Usually some of the data is on 30,000 people. We have the trials are on 30,000 people. We have a lot less data on people, and the people that are volunteering it, a lot of them are asymptomatic that may have not got the disease anyway. So we just have to be really careful with that.
We're talking to medical expert, founder of the West Clinic, Dr. Jason West. What do you make of, the question was thrown out there, is Thanksgiving worth the risk of spreading the coronavirus? I can tell you from my standpoint, my family's standpoint, we are doing Thanksgiving. We're doing a huge family gathering. We don't give a damn. I mean, the older people in my family are like, you know what? I'd rather be with my family. And if it's my time, it's my time. You've got 1/3 of parents saying they believe the pleasure of getting the family together for Thanksgiving is worth the risk of getting or spreading COVID-19. And you've also got more than 2 million people who passed through security checkpoints at U.S. airports on Friday and Saturday alone, despite the fact the CDC begging Americans to stay home for the Thanksgiving holiday. And you've got people protesting in the streets of California. So I think the American public is fed up, doctor, and I think people are like, look, it should be up to the individual. You talked about individual immune systems, and if you're sick, you need to take precautions. But do you think, in your medical expertise, I'm not asking for a political opinion here, but medical expertise, should it be up to the individual to judge on how they deal with sickness themselves as far as their actions during this pandemic?
Well, that's what my belief system is, and we got together last night with my mom, and when I say we, it was me and my wife and one of my sons and my mom were visiting, and she's saying, hey, I want everybody to come here, and what we're telling our family is, look, eat healthy and alive foods, amp up your vitamin A, which protects mucous membranes, amp up your vitamin D, which is really good against upper respiratory infections, make sure you got zinc that turns on your immune system. And if you're feeling healthy, then you should come to our family event. If you've got the sniffles or something, please don't come. That's how we're taking care of it. So if you're healthy, we'd sure love to see you. That's how my family's going to do it.
Do you think once we get a grip on this or a handle on this, do we need as a nation to have a serious talk about fitness and healthiness in America? because this really was, in a sense, a virus that picked on the weak and the unhealthy. And we are an unhealthy society. Is this finally going to spring some conversation forth amongst Americans about just being healthier to combat viruses like this? Because this won't be the last one.
It's not going to be the last one. And you're picking up on something that I think is really important. Like, this is a huge wake-up call to get our individual health systems as healthy as possible. Exercise more, eat healthy and alive food, get out in the sunshine, increase your vitamin D levels. And the dialogue that I wish we were hearing in the media was this: there are millions of people that are getting exposed and are not getting sick. There are millions of people that are having symptoms and millions of people that are recovering from this. And unfortunately, we've had 255,000 deaths. I mean, it's horrific. But the difference between the people that are getting sick and the people that aren't having any symptoms at all is the immune system. And then we got to start hammering on lifestyle choices matter. They're really, really important. Reducing your comorbidities and getting your health, that's what we should be talking about. And that's what we should be, in a sense, being happy that 99% of the population, I mean, mankind's going to survive, but absolutely it's a wake-up call to get your health in order now.
Hey, doctor, before I let you go, one quick question. The COVID tests, do you think they're reliable? These antigen tests are coming back. I mean, Elon Musk took 4 of them. 2 said he's positive, 2 said he's negative. Then you've got the molecular test. Do you think these numbers are skewed as far as all these positives?
I think they're skewed. I just don't have a ton of confidence in the testing, and it just I wish we could say that, hey, there was a really good test out there, but everything that I'm reading, there's just so many false positives on there that I just think, again, if it's as infectious as they say it is, which I believe that, we're all going to get exposed. We just need to be like, hey, I got to get my immune system ready, and I've got to make sure that if I do have something, that I'm conscientious and not affecting others.
All right. Doctor, always appreciate your time. Thanks for joining me on the show.
All right. See you later.
All right. That's medical expert, founder of the West Clinic, Dr. Jason West.